gonna go to Mikey.
Hey guys.
How you doing, Mikey? You're smiling. What you got to smile about today?
Absolutely efful. No, I have my thoughts laid out in my family group chat quite explicitly that even on YouTube, even for me would be extreme. But I've never been so disappointed to win 3-0 in my life. I don't think
I mean, you look at it, right? I was very frustrated and I was going mad. Well, I mean, I was pretty despondent throughout the whole game. But, I mean, when it's all said and done, isn't the most important thing just getting into the next round, or is there too much stock to take from that performance?
No, of course there is. In terms of this competition, absolutely. You know, the next FA Cup game isn't for another month, but the performance that we put in today will affect our league form. You know, the performance levels aren't limited to a single competition. You know, yeah, we're through, but we have quite possibly the biggest game of our season coming up in Liverpool away for the semi-final, as well as the North London derby, which is a matter of pride for any Spurs fan. And we put in a performance like that days after some of the biggest limbs I've ever seen at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Spurs Army, the Instagram account, under every single full-time result, just keeps commenting, "This is a social experiment," and I agree with him. It's true.
Well, we got another clean sheet today, Mikey. No goals conceded since Kinski's come in the team. Talk to me about the keeper. At least he came away with some credit today.
You're talking about clean sheets. Some of the people on the Tamworth team actually sell clean sheets. Like that's where we're at. Like that. Kinski was great again. I can't but he shouldn't have had anything to do. He shouldn't. That's the problem. Like Kinski was great again today. He's commanding his penalty area. It's 2 clean sheets in 2 games, which I think is more than we managed in however many games before that. I don't know the actual statistic, but clean sheets is something of a rarity for us, and I'm glad he's done it. But one is against the arguably best team in Europe, and one is against a 5th-tier side. And we won one more convincingly than the other, despite the scoreline differential. It's just so bizarre.
What is it about this team, Mikey, though? Why can't we get ourselves up for these kind of smaller games? Like, where's the professional pride?
The longer this isn't linked to the trophy drought much, but the longer our trophy drought goes on, the more I hear, if it was a 5-year trophy drought, you just say it's a little bit unlucky. Arsenal haven't won a trophy in 4.5 years. That's a little bit of a drought. Ours is too long to be a drought. Ours is a problem. And for a team that has such pride and history in the domestic cup competitions, to be 16 and a half years without a trophy now, right? Almost 17 at this level of, and the amount of semi-finals and finals we've been to is quite damning. Yeah. And it's at this point, the culture of the club has to be taken into consideration. 2026 will be 25 years of Daniel Levy, and if we don't win a cup this year, it will be his 25th season at the end next season, and it will be 25 years without a cup. Not 25 years with only one cup if we don't win a trophy this season. It's got to be put down to a culture, to a mentality problem, because players have come and gone, managers have come and gone. The one constant at this club has been Daniel Levy, and we haven't won a trophy. Now, again, he's not out on the pitch playing. He's not the one making us lose on the pitch, at least. But you have to look at it and say that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. It really isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that, but I mean, with that particular performance on the pitch today, that can't be put down to Daniel Levy. That's got to be down to the players and the manager, surely.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Mikey Moore's been ill recently, right? And he came off, but Werner was the virus that infected the whole team.
Literally.
It was actually sad how often I saw this guy run through one-on-one. Like, I had actually typed into my family group chat when I saw Werner through, I said, Werner misses. I knew he wasn't scoring that one-on-one. A seasoned striker side foots it into the bottom corner or chips it over the keeper. He doesn't hit it straight. I don't understand it. Bissouma and Maddison were the only 2 players I saw giving any sort of drive in the first half. Mikey Moore did very well in the second half. I thought he was very, very good. And it took ultimately a lot of the stuff, but ultimately it took Dejan Kulusevski coming on. He was instrumental in 2 of the 3 goals. We are so reliant on him. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
his power to win the ball back and his ability to create. It's sad.
But that's just where we're at the moment, and I don't understand what it is, because we've got players that do have quality. You're looking at the players on the pitch today. That team that was on the pitch, we looked at the team lineup, me and Sim, we were like, oh wow, Spurs have gone quite strong today.
I was surprised. There's anything. I thought for sure, definitely Lancashire and Dorrington were. I thought it was going to be Dorrington and Dragoshin, like you guys predicted. I thought it was going to be Will Lancashire up top. I thought it was going to be. I don't know why Yang Min Hyuk wasn't even in the squad. I don't know if he's injured or maybe he didn't want to give him his debut on such a bad playing surface, especially for his introduction to English football. But I don't know why Yang wasn't in the squad. At this point, I'd rather have the kit man than Werner starting on the wing for us. I think he'd do a better job, and I think our kit man's in his 50s. I really don't know what it is. There was the thing described it perfectly. One time they panned to the Tamworth manager, and I believe on the bench next to him, it was only a split second, but there was a guy with his head kind of down and his eyes were closed. I think he was asleep. There was a guy asleep. I've been writing a piece on Deitch and Lopetegui being sacked, and I had a section in it saying they were the favourites to get sacked alongside Spurs boss Postecoglou, but I had to remove it due to word count. I might have to add it back in again after that performance. I'm not Ange out. I have been at times. I'm not currently right now, but that was a travesty. And a result like that's going to push a lot more people towards the extreme of Ange out. I know for sure. And if we don't get a result,
you should say.
yeah, that performance. And if we don't get a result on Wednesday, those calls are going to become. This derby comes at the wrong time for Spurs. It really does.
I think it comes at the right time. I think it comes at the right time, because I feel like after a poor performance, I think, a big game under the lights, I think Spurs will turn up. And you look at Arsenal's injuries and you look at the form that they're coming into it under, I don't think they want to play us right now. I genuinely believe that.
Do we want to play them right now either?
I want to play them right now, because I just want to play as many big teams as possible, because they're the only games that we get up for.
I wish we waited a week or two just so we can have some defenders back. But
I heard Ben Davis could be back for the game.
Oh God, I hope so. I know that You talk about leadership. The leadership in the squad is an interesting one, and I wanted to touch on, because I see our captain is Heung-min Son, one of the nicest people in world football. There's an obvious lack of leadership. Our leadership group in seasons gone by was Kane, Dyer, Lloris, and Højbjerg, right? That was kind of our leadership group, if you will. Now they're all gone. I think Romero is a leader, but he's fit half the time, and the other half the time he's got a cloud of red mist soaking around his head. And he seems like a leader to me. So does Dominic Solanke, and so does Dejan Kulusevski. They seem like players who can motivate and inspire. But it's a far cry from when we had Toby and Jan Vertonghen at the back. It's a far cry from when we had all more of a leadership group in the squad to be able to galvanize the people. And yeah, for a game like this, you don't need galvanization. You need any sort of a competent performance, and we didn't get either of those today.
Mikey, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for coming on once again, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, hopefully after a win at the Emirates for the first time in 15 odd years, and I'll be on screaming at the camera saying, yeah, but
exactly.
I'm not confident. Somehow I'm just not that confident. I'll see you guys in a bit.
See you later.